I have to deal with the ideologies of people where they think television is just bad. Whole idea of making a product is to entertain people. If you're mediocre, even if you're a kid out of nepotism, it was for an outsider. So I don't think that really matters whether you're an outsider or an insider. An actor from TV, especially with the way the industry perceives it, would be working with a national award-winning director like Neeraj Pandey.
Karan, welcome on Bollywood Hungama.
Hey, thanks, Faridoon.
And how have you been doing? How's been the lockdown period for you? I believe you had a fake call with COVID.
I did. I mean, quarantine's been interesting. I can't really say it's been fun. There's been weeks of ups and downs. But yeah, I did have a false positive, which was quite a bummer because I was traveling to Delhi for work and I was supposed to shoot in Delhi. And the minute I landed, my result that I'd done in Bombay, I got it when I was in Delhi. So because it was false positive, so it threw everything off balance. And, we had to kind of like stall shoot. So it was a bummer, but I'm glad that I'm healthy. And most importantly, I mean, what really worried me at that time is my parents back home. My dad's diabetic, unfortunately. So he's the one that's at risk. So getting them tested, their results coming in was the real stress. I mean, we're still young, so we can fight it.
All right. So 6 months, very interesting period of everyone's life. So what exactly on the work front? What exactly that we can see you in the near future?
So on the work front, I just finished Special Ops. That came out when the quarantine just kicked off.
Right.
So at the moment, I'm still reeling from it. There are a few things that I'm reading. Actually, there's a few announcements that I will make, but at the moment, we're all hush about it for a simple reason because nobody knows exactly when we kick off our schedules. Thanks to COVID. So I'm just waiting for all of this to get done. So, I can get back to work. I can get back to shoot. And we can just start working again.
Great. Okay. And now, there is an interesting situation around you in terms of this entire debate that keeps on going around with television actors and the film actors. And now we have this entire OTT platform as well. Do you think that entire concept of OTT has nullified this entire casteism which was there as television actor or movie actor?
That's a tough one to answer, because it's, unfortunately that baggage of television, which I don't think is a baggage personally, but that still carries. But yes, it's been great because, when I stopped doing television, which was roughly about 6 years ago when I stopped acting on TV, there was nothing like the digital and the OTT front. So I definitely say that it's opened a lot of doors because I would have never thunk it that, an actor from TV, especially with the way, the industry perceives it, would be working with a national award-winning director like Neeraj Pandey. So yes, I'm very grateful to the front, but it's tough. I won't deny it. Like I still at times, I have to deal with the ideologies of people where they think television is just bad.
Now, what is your immediate strategy like? Would you be more keen on OTT or movies are something that you're looking forward to?
I mean, I'll be very honest, Faridoon. I mean, every actor wants to be acting on in films, but for me, that's never been my only priority. For me, what's most important is to work with great makers because I truly feel as an actor, that's the only way you can better your craft and you can shine better. When you're a part of great writing, great direction, production, everything. So for me, my only priority and the only thing that I yearn for is to work with great makers and the kind of makers that I want to work with. And that's what I strive towards, whether that comes on television, it comes on digital, it comes in films, even if it comes in theater, I'd be absolutely okay with it.
Okay. And with this entire insider-outsider debate going on, how do you look at it?
I love how you're just like throwing one ball at a time. See, I'm a pure outsider, so I'll always look at it from my perspective. But my ideology is, I also became an actor somewhere because there was people that I looked up to, right? So if I was a kid from a film family, I mean, as an outsider, if I'm looking at somebody else's father and I desire to be an actor, so I can totally understand where the kids from the family, families come from and, their ideologies, how they think. And they definitely will be enamored by people in their own family. But I would like it if the playing field was a little more leveled, and which I think with time that is happening slowly and steadily. We've got great actors from the outside who are doing such good work. So that really makes it easy for people like me to penetrate and to make a mark somewhere. And definitely, I think digital in itself has opened ample amount of doors. So that really helps you kind of showcase your ability or your prowess as an actor.
Okay, so I was speaking to Nawazuddin Siddiqui a few days back, and he said that there are a lot of actors in amongst outsiders as well who tend to be mediocre. What is important is that one should emphasize on merit, be it insider, outsider, or whoever it is. It is the merit that should really matter, and not the sort of contacts that you have. What do you have to say about that?
I feel merit should matter both ways, whether you're an outsider or an insider. The whole idea of making a product is to entertain people. If you're mediocre, even if you're a kid out of nepotism, it would be the same as if it was for an outsider. So I don't think that really matters whether you're an outsider or an insider. I mean, if you're mediocre, you're mediocre. So I feel merit is the only way to go forward for any of the two people. And the day I think we start realizing that, and the day I think we start calling out mediocre work, I mean, for both the parties, I think that's the time we'll start making content and entertainment that we'll be happy and proud talking about.
You are good friends with Karan Johar. In the last 3 months, the way he has been attacked and the way certain image of his has been portrayed, is he that sort of person from whatever you've known of him?
That's a very, very direct question. To me, he's never been like that. I think to me, he's always been an extremely dear friend. In fact, if anything, he's a friend first, and he's always been there for me every time that I've needed him. I have always looked at Karan as the person that he is and not for the filmmaker that he is. That's the bond that I have with him, and that's the bond that I cherish with him. And it's just, that's the common ground of friendship that he and I have. So for me, he's a friend, and he's somebody that I'm close to.
What about your friends and family? Are they worried with all the reports that are coming out from the film industry and the entertainment industry? Are they worried?
I mean, see, Faridoon, I'm a Bombay kid. I've lived with my parents all my life, in fact, even right now. So, it's not that my parents have ever been unaware of what happens in the city in general, forget the industry. So I wouldn't say my parents are worried, but definitely I see a slight concern in my parents when they speak to me now, especially keeping in mind the kind of news that's been floating around. But like I'm talking to you, I talk to them, and like I told you that in my experience of things, this has never happened, and I have been in and out of, I think, enough parties to confirm that. So I tell them the same thing, just to, and that's not to comfort them. Like I said, for me, that's just the way it is. And that's the fact. I assume that somewhere वो उनको comfort करता है, that does comfort them. But मेरी intention को comfort करने की नहीं है, मेरी intention actually उनको facts दिखाने की है. और fact यही है कि आज तक मेरे सामने तो ऐसा हुआ नहीं है जिस किस्म की बातें हो रही हैं.
Karan, lovely talking to you. Thank you very much for your time. And
thank you so much
all the best wishes for all your ventures, and take care. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Have a good day.